How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. My question is, why can't we bring our troops home, put them to work on the infrastructure, put those billions of dollars into our country instead of Afghanistan or whoever gets them? Why can't we do that? Let those people go back to school. Let the military people go back to school and become engineers and doctors and other things. And in the meantime, instead of putting those billions of dollars into a foreign economy, we'd be putting them into our own economy.
I think you bring up some very good points, Elizabeth. And let me make several comments. First of all, I'm doing everything that I possibly can through my Committee on Veterans Affairs to make sure that our troops have opportunities when they come back, whether it's to go to school, start a business, get hired into a business. I certainly agree with you that we need to give them the opportunity. But you know something? We got to have jobs for them to go to when they get back. And we need them to go into private sector jobs. We need to get our private sector economy churning again. There is not enough money in America to grow a federal government big enough to just bring those troops home and suddenly put them back to work. We need private sector growth. That's what America is built on. 60% of the jobs in America are created by America's small businesses. That's you and me. That's our neighbors who put everything on the line and start their business. So that's part of the answer. We need private sector growth. We need a place for those veterans to go to work when they do come back home. As far as when we bring those troops home, I want those troops to come home as bad as you do. I served for nearly 27 years with some of America's finest. I worked with some of America's great heroes. And I'm humbled that I had the opportunity to do that. But let me tell you where we are. The bad guys, there's an element that's trying to bring America down. They are not going to stop simply because we go away. Now, whether it's Afghanistan, whether it's Iraq, whether it's Syria, whether it's some other country in the Middle East, we are always going to have our challenges. And here's what they demonstrated to us on 9/11. They demonstrated that they can bring the fight here to the shores of America. The disaster, the tragedy of the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, the crash in Pennsylvania that took so many American lives, that was the result of the bad guys realizing that they can bring the fight here to America. So when we start looking at how do we ensure that the individual liberties and freedoms of the American people are protected against that kind of onslaught, we've really got only one choice. You know, we could tuck tail and run. That's not something that America's going to do. We're the most powerful country in the world. We're the country that everybody else wants to be like. And we're the country that so many others want to tear down. So we have to be vigilant in protecting ourselves. So we're not going to tuck tail and run. We certainly have the military and the technical know-how to totally annihilate our enemies in some cases. That's not the American way either. That's not our ethical code. That's not our moral code. And we don't want to go to that extreme. The third option is really the only option that we have, Elizabeth, and that is to choose the time and the place of the fight. America has always had to fight for its freedom. We have learned from the very beginning that freedom is not free. And the blood and the sacrifice of America's military men and women in uniform is what enables you and I to live every day in this free and beautiful country that we have. We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to take the fight to them when we need to do so in order that they don't bring the fight to us. Elizabeth, I would much rather have our troops fighting this out in our enemy's backyard than having them fight it out in our own backyard. There's probably a lot more discussion that goes with that answer, but that's generally the way that I feel about that. Hey, I want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon. I thought we had another great discussion, and I really appreciate all the questions. If you remember one thing from today's call, remember this. President Obama cut Medicare by $500 billion. $200 billion of that came out of Medicare Advantage, and that's impacting 36,000 seniors along the Ohio River that depend on that Medicare Advantage program. I'm working hard to stop that. And I'm working hard to guarantee the promise of Medicare for everyone, including making sure that those 55 years of age and older see no changes to their fully funded Medicare benefits. Now, if you didn't get a chance to ask your question today and you want to leave us a voice message or with your question or maybe make some comments, you'll have a chance to do that after the call is terminated. You can also email us through our website at www.billjohnson.house.gov, or you can give us a call toll-free at 1-855-376-0868. And if you're having trouble with a federal agency, we just might be able to help you out with that, so make sure you give us a call, whether it's the IRS or the Social Security Administration, maybe the Veterans Administration, maybe it's a passport issue. If you're a business, maybe it's a grant application. Whatever you're having trouble with a federal agency, let us know. We would like to help. Hey, I'm Congressman Bill Johnson. It's been a great discussion. Thanks for listening today, and I hope you folks have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye-bye.